I just wanted to make this video mainly because it's going to be my 1 year anniversary. We can call it that. 1 year anniversary being saved. That'll be around Easter time because during Lent, um, yeah, I was called by God. So it's nearly gonna be 1 year, and I really wanted to make a video from the things that I've done in the past and the things that I'm doing now and how different they are, what I've learned. And yeah, I want to make it before my 1 year, you know, because I felt like I've learned a lot, changed a lot, and I just want to make a video documenting everything, and hopefully somebody is the same journey as me, basically, and can learn from each other. So I do post content revolving my faith, but I want my YouTube channel to be more personal. I want to talk about topics that, can I say, that are much deeper, you know, kind of like wanting to be more bold in my faith. I didn't want to talk about those topics on my YouTube. So one of them is the things that I used to struggle with before being saved. And it's a bit of a list, but we are going to go through them together and hopefully learn, because what I've done in the past, I will not do again. That's for sure. Okay. The first thing is lust. Lust. You might think, oh, I would never thought you would struggle with this. Yes, I have. And it's not a thing that I'm proud of, obviously, but I've learned that even though I've experienced that in the the early stages of my 20s, because if I was mentally, strong like I am now, then I would have honestly handled the situations a bit different. But God allowed me to go through those things that time when I was 20, 21, and so on, mainly because He knew that I was going to be saved around the time when I do enter my mid 20s. So I understand why I went through those things, mainly because I would have not done those things when I got older. So yeah, I'm not gonna go into detail what they were, but it's between me and God. When God gives me the green light to talk about it, I will, but I don't feel like I have to talk about it now. And me just saying that I struggled with it is big enough because no one actually knew that I actually struggled with it. So yeah. The second thing that God basically saved me from, or the most irritating habit that I had, was that I overthought almost everything. And if I like someone, yo, it was terrible. Okay, I liked this guy in high school, my high school crush, and I the one time we had an interaction, I thought I made him mad. I didn't make him mad, I just thought I did. Then I was like, did I say something weird? Did I look at him weirdly? Was my tone, like, was it this came off or something when I responded to him? I don't know. Then I spoke to him and he just told me, Leigh, we just got to know each other. Can we be friends first? That was it. And my head went overdrive, thinking that no, you know, I I thought I said something bad. I thought I did something wrong, and it was just that he liked me though, but he didn't know me. You know what I mean? I felt like he wanted to get to know me before he actually judge his feelings. So I got that, and yeah, I don't overthink. at all nowadays, which I'm surprised by because that was the one thing that I really struggled with was overthinking. And that leads to the third thing that I was struggling with was that I was fixated on how I looked, and I I'm being vulnerable, guys. Like I knew I wasn't talk about like the things I struggle with, but this is kind of like early in my baby Christian journey. But if I have to build in my faith, I will have to speak about things I've been struggling with and things that God has helped me with. So, okay, I think it was around primary school. We did PE and I wore like the shorts. The shorts was tight. I felt so insecure wearing it. I felt like it was that day. I think I realized that, like, my legs is not skinny, but I really was insecure about that. And then I got worse in high school. So the school I went to three different campuses, three different schools. So the one in grade 8 we wore blazers, so that was fine. Like I just wore one uniform, and then I went to a different school in grade 9 where you could wear casual clothes. And that was a bit tricky for me, mainly because like I had to wear different clothes every day, and so easy to wear like the same outfit in grade 8. And the thing is, I was insecure about my lower region mainly. So I would wear baggy pants, I would wear baggy tops that covers my back. Like I was very insecure about that. And I never had much style, mainly because I just wore things that covered what I thought needed to be covered. And then I started to, I can't say diet, like especially in COVID. Like I don't think I did a diet. I think I kind of starved myself. Whereas like I wouldn't eat as much or wouldn't eat at all. Then I would do extreme workouts and do it on an empty stomach, which was not good at all. I will feel nauseous, I will feel dizzy, I will make myself sick. And I wanted my body to be the specific way. Okay. Okay. Um, I thank God sent my boyfriend at the time. When we broke up, I was basically reminded of the things that I should be doing because he was doing. Guys, I was so insecure, low self esteem, and he showed me that I'm beautiful no matter what I look, what I wear. When we broke up, I had to realize that I had to tell myself I'm beautiful. I had to remind myself that I have to eat. I had to remind myself that I don't have to do extreme workouts. I had to remind myself that I'm worth love. He reminded me every single day. And I realized that God sent him to tell me those things. I never really like just stood that I should actually know them. Oh, okay. So I did just that. I never really measured what I ate. I wore what made me feel the most confident. And yeah. And then we're gonna go to number 4. I don't think I'm gonna number this up. I'm kind of forgetting where I am now. I was emotionally unstable, mentally unstable, and physically unstable. And to be mentally unstable, to have low self esteem, to have body dysmorphia. I don't know if I can actually call it that, but I think I had that. Yeah, all of it once was not a good thing, to have all piled up at once, but that's what I experienced the majority of my teens. So, and we're going to lean into me being saved. When I realized that God took away the majority of the things that I've been struggling with, overthinking, let's talk about that one. I was going to pick out like a pair of earrings and like a necklace to wear. Normally, I would just go through three different necklaces and three different pairs of earrings. On this day, literally on this day, this was like during Lent, this was like second week in Lent, I think. I picked out one necklace or one pair of earrings. I just wore it. And I stopped for a moment. I was like, that was actually very easy. I didn't I didn't look at the jewelry and be like, but but maybe I just took it and I wore it. And it was like it was like a little it was so it wasn't anything crazy, but I realized like okay, I didn't overthink what jewelry I should wear, and normally I would, you know. And then it moved on to what outfits I would wear. I would just pick up what made me feel comfortable. I did not think, oh, it's gonna look tight on me or it's gonna look this on me. I just wore made me feel comfortable. And when it came to a body image, I was reminded so many times, I could hear God speaking, and what He said was that I feel so sad that you are ruining the temple that I spent my time creating. It saddens me that you are not eating the food that I provided you with. And it saddens me that you don't love the body that I love so dearly. And when I heard him say that, it made me realize that I really was being so hard on myself. The devil put these thoughts in my head for years. And I just avoided them. I just avoided, oh, my body's fine. I deserve love. You know, I do. You do. I just thought I didn't. I just said this is what makes myself feel better, But then God was like, you showed me that I do deserve love. And then you showed me this through the people I have in my life. I am thankful to the Lord. I don't have one toxic friend. I don't have a toxic ex. And He showed me that I am loved in so many ways and that I shouldn't be telling myself that I'm loved just to make myself feel better. He showed me that I am loved, that I am cared for, and that I do deserve everything that God has blessed me with and that God is going to bless me with. He opened my eyes to so many things. And during Lent, no, after Lent, I did my first fast. And it was an eye opener. Can hear Him clearly. And what I've learned is that when you ask God for something and you don't hear Him speaking to you, it's not that He's avoiding you. It's not like giving you the silent treatment. It's God just giving you the space to speak. He's listening to you. Because like if He's gonna talk to you, it's gonna overlap with what you're asking Him and He won't be able to hear you. So He has to keep Himself silent so He can actually hear you. Yeah. So He's not avoiding you, He's just hearing to what you're saying to Him. Body image movie. Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so basically, what else I can talk about? I looked at old pictures of myself. And I thinking to myself, the fact that I wore crop tops, the fact that I was suck my stomach, yo, the fact that I would wear this clothing that I clearly was not comfortable wearing, but I just wore it to make myself feel better. I would have never put myself through that now. Because I'm looking at pictures of myself and I'm like, why put yourself through this knowing that you're insecure? Because now basically what I've learned is that I would wear something that I'm comfortable with, and I don't want to show my body, in that way, like I've done it before, but it's like I don't feel like confident wearing a crop top, and I don't feel confident, you know, showing too much skin. But I also want to look fashionable. I also want to look decent, you know. But I don't know why I allowed myself to wear such things, knowing that I don't feel the most confident in my skin, and yet I still wore, you know, tight stuff. Why? I don't know. I won't wear those stuff now, but yeah. And I think I was punished for wanting to change my body and starving myself because about, I think it was in 2023 to 23, I got tuberculosis. The side effects of tuberculosis talk about that you do lose weight, and it is noticeable. For me, I didn't notice it because like I actually wanted to be skinny, so I didn't actually notice I was losing weight. My dad pointed out, he was like, Leigh, why does your legs look so thin? Like, are you okay? And I looked at my legs and I was like, oh. Then was coughing out blood, and I did not know what was this, and da, da, da. It was blood and phlegm. You know what I mean? And they said, yeah, you got tuberculosis. And I was like, oh. Like, I know where I got it from. I know where I got it from, but I can tell that God was teaching me to respect the body that He gave me instead of torturing it, not loving it, because I couldn't eat properly. Like, I could eat what I want, at least with me at least, because with TB, if when you're on the treatment, when you don't have that much of an appetite. So if you're on the treatment, it gives you the appetite most now. Lucky for me, I had an appetite. So I could eat. I could eat what I want to eat, but I couldn't eat any oily stuff or spicy stuff because of the treatment, because I would throw up if I had anything too oily, and I would get the worst heartburn if I ate something spicy. So lucky enough, God gave me an appetite while I was on my treatment, because normally you don't actually have appetite, if you have TB. So I started to be kind to myself, and I wasn't negative. I was actually very positive actually, mainly because like while I was going to TB, I was actually in my first year of level 4 ECT, right? So I I basically did my exams the beginning of winter. So I just finished my exams and I found that I got TB. So lucky for me, I was at home for 2-ish months on my winter break while I was on my treatment. So no one actually knew that I had it. I didn't actually have to go out to classes and so on. So when I wrote my last exam for that year, I I think I was on my last of my treatment, I think. So God really helped me through that, because like He was like, I know I'm gonna punish you, but I'm not gonna be that difficult on you, I'm not gonna be that hard on you. So at least I was at home. The majority of my treatment I was at home instead of going to class every weekend and actually go. I had to cancel a lot of plans with my friends. I didn't want to tell them what I had. I just said I couldn't go. I missed a lot of birthdays and so on. But I had to be in bed. Like I physically was so weak. I really couldn't. But God was really good with me. So I have to give him that. And he kept me very positive. Like my parents were around me. I was at home. I was blessed in so many ways that it helped me. It really helped me be positive. Like I had no choice but to be positive. I had no reason to, be upset, in a sense. I've had a Bible. My parents blessed me with a Bible, and they blessed me with the Anglican prayer book. I got it for my confirmation. I only used it in church. I never used it outside of church. So when I said, "Okay, God, this is last year," I said, "God, I want to do it. I want to do it properly. I want to read my Bible every day." And God was like, "Okay, I think you are ready." And I read my Bible every day. I read it in the morning and at night, and I gave up not just like meat and alcohol. I gave up things that I knew I needed to give up. I gave up negative self-talk. I gave up being mean to myself, being mean to my mind, being mean to my body. I gave up like gossip and all the other stuff that is not good for you. I I threw away lots of jewelry that consist of zodiac stuff. I know I was kind of into that. So I gave up listening to K-pop. I gave up idolizing a lot of things. Like I would idolize sports, especially soccer. I don't watch a lot of soccer now, and I don't idolize it. I watch it, but I don't idolize it. I idolized K-pop. I really don't not into K-pop anymore. Just so weird because I used to love K-pop. I do follow Blackpink still. They're all the group I do follow, but otherwise I don't really follow much. Other stuff I obviously gave up, but like it's like mindless stuff. So now we talk about me being saved. I started showing it by obviously like being more consistent in the word, and I started posting online about you know God changing my heart. And then I was like, God, I want to do something special for Christmas. I don't know what I want to do. And God was like, why don't you read like a Bible verse every day leading up to Christmas? And I was like, okay. And then I decided now I want to post it on TikTok. And then I did that from the 1st of December to the 25th of December. I posted every single day a verse about Jesus leading up to Christmas. And I've created a little audience on TikTok, and then I posted some videos on Instagram, and I posted like the series on YouTube Shorts, but I really wanted to create more long-term content on YouTube, and God called me to do so. So yeah, I'm not like someone that would force like the faith on someone. If God calls you for it, then He calls you for it. I'm not gonna force you. Like I will tell you, if you ask me something about God or Jesus, I will tell you. If I do have the knowledge, I will tell you. But otherwise, I won't force it upon you. Um, but I feel like I've become very peaceful in the sense of like not overthinking and not stressing myself out of things that should not be stressing about. Like you just become very peaceful. Like you just give everything that you know if you're struggling with, you just give it to God. I've been more consistent in my prayer life, and yeah, and yeah, I that's kind of a bit of my testimony. I'm kind of like putting and there's not like a massive testimony, but yeah, but I think I will speak about my testimony later on. you know, on my journey. But for now, I just felt like I was called to just speak about, you know, my life pre-saved and being saved, like between those two timelines. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy my video, and hopefully you get used to me, yapping because I do talk a lot. And I kind of felt like I was meant to actually post long-term content mainly because I talk a lot on my other socials. If you come across my socials, you will find I do talk a lot. So me having like little podcast with us, would make sense. There's so much to say and I have so much to learn. So yeah, I hope that I'll see you next Sunday because I feel like I want to post a video on Sundays. Not every Sunday, but I'll post a video on a Sunday. So keep that in mind. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one.